justice for all.
All right, this will be approval of meeting minutes for April 8th.
I'll make a motion to approve the Mayfield Township Board meeting minutes April 8th, 2024 as presented.
I'll second.
All fair say aye.
Aye.
Motion's passed. We're going to order, which is the May 1st board meeting. Approval of minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the Mayfield Township Board meeting minutes of May 1st, 2024 as presented.
Second.
All fair say aye.
Aye.
Motion's passed. Okay, treasurer's report. Anybody has the treasurer's report?
I'll make a motion to approve the treasurer's report as presented.
I'll support.
All fair say aye.
Aye.
Motion's passed. Next is public time. Any for public time?
I'll go. So I just want to note that so often when I get here, and it's only like less than 10 minutes before the meeting and the door's still locked. Like, it would just be nice if the door was open. Because it's good to come in and get situated, maybe chat with a couple people. That's what a courtesy that most municipalities and townships allow us, is a few more minutes than that. I gotta tell you, it was surreal watching the May 1st meeting, the budget meeting. Because I've been to a few of those. And seeing you all propose raises for family members, vote on your own raises, is just something I have not seen before in my life. And, you know, nepotism is a big thing that here in Lapeer County government. MML has an ethics handbook, and I suggest that you read the nepotism section of that, because they forbid exactly what goes on here, which is we have family members, immediate family members working in the office, and then we've got folks voting on their raises who are their family members. That's exactly why you're not supposed to have nepotism in government. I want to note that, so I think it was you, Mr. Engelman, who, they were talking about lawyer fees, and there's exorbitant lawyer fees here compared to any of the other townships I've seen or municipalities I've seen. Oh, it's because of the airport. No, it's not because of the airport, okay? We've seen the lawsuits. We know what's going on. We know it's decisions folks are making that are huge lawyer fees and really big risks to this township, and I think everyone could be doing a lot better than that. Julie, several times in that meeting, you called women girls. You called the women who work in your office girls. And you're not looking at me, you're like writing or doodling or something. And you're not gonna pay attention. But I'm just gonna tell you, woman to woman, we have had to work so hard in this society to move forward. And we still have to work. I still have to work at it every day to be seen even as somewhat equal, okay? And when you call an elderly woman a girl, that's not good for any of us, and it's just not respectful. For the same reason when Mr. Gildner did it in an article referencing the township and representing the township, it was just extremely distasteful. And I also think that when you talked about printing and how you're only printing the agendas and that saves money, you're missing the forest for the trees on a whole bunch of issues, and that's one of them. When we go to other townships and other municipalities, stuff's already printed for us, we just pick it up. It's considered a kindness to us, and then we don't have to request it, and you don't have to take the time. A few extra copies in the course of a year, $100 extra in the course of a year goes a long way in public relations. Thank you.
Anybody else? Yes.
Hello. My name is Amy Stearns, and I'm actually not a Mayfield Township resident. I am an Oregon Township resident, but I am here today to introduce myself because I was recently appointed the Register of Deeds to fill the remainder of the term for Lori Gephardt, who is retiring. I am also a candidate on the August ballot for Register of Deeds, so I just wanted to introduce myself and tell you guys a little bit about myself. I will be serving in the capacity that I was appointed in from June 1st to December 31st. And I am, I have worked at Lapeer County for 19 years. I started my career there at the Register of Deeds, way back when. And then I moved over to the Treasurer's office and worked for Dana Miller. And most recently, I am the Chief Deputy County Clerk under Tracy Spencer. Along with my 2 decades of experience at the county, I also have a bachelor's degree from the U of M Flint. If elected, I pledge to uphold the laws and protect public record of land transactions in Lapeer County. I am endorsed by the current Register, Lori Gephardt, who has worked there for 43 years. My experience, along with my education, I feel make me the right candidate for the job, and I ask that you vote for me for Register of Deeds in August. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Everybody else?
I guess I have a question. And I don't know if this is the right portion of the agenda to talk, or am I allowed to ask questions about some things I see going on in the township at this time?
Well, we don't typically get into those answering, but go ahead.
Okay, well, where I live on Haynes Road, I have a question about the property off from Bowers Road behind me on the other side of the airport property. Joe Stocks used to own that. They sold 2 sections of it. And one section is, I see some construction equipment over there, and I'm just wondering, can anybody say what's going on over there?
It's our understanding it was purchased by a local person. And
Okay, they're just
it's
cleaning
industrial
fence rows
property.
or something?
What's that?
They're just cleaning fence rows? There's no, like, proposed building a building or anything?
Not that we've been told of, no.
Okay, because I guess is where my questions come from, and why I ask, is because my property, along with all the airport property there, is zoned industrial, correct? According to the map. And last year, my son wanted to buy that whole 80-acre piece from Joe Stocks. Called up here and asked the township, somebody at the front desk, or maybe yourself, or the tax assessor, or whatever, if he could build a house there, plus his barns and stuff that he wanted to build. And they flat out told him, no, he could not build a house on that property.
Correct.
Okay.
That property's
It's
industrial.
industrial.
Right.
Okay, but in past, the township made a huge mistake then, because they did allow a house built back on that industrial property. Okay, and, so I guess I just wondered if there was plans for somebody to build a house back there, and I guess I just would like to know, so that, is there special meetings that you'd have that,
We're not aware of anything going on.
no special variance meetings or anything like that? Okay, that's that. Oops, I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to think, oh, I noticed on the, website, there's a special meeting coming up on the 21st of May for, it just says ORV. Does anybody here wanna tell us what the issues are on the
I think
ORV?
you're looking at an old site.
Oh, is that on the old?
There's 2.
Oh.
But, yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry then, I apologize for bringing it up then. Okay,
No, it's good, you gotta ask questions.
Anybody else? Bob, you asked me about those stop signs.
I did.
I checked with the county, they said absolutely not, will they put flashing, do anything there. I did ask, and it's their road, so.
Okay.
Okay, I did check into it for you.
Thank you.
Brad, you got anything?
No, I'll just say EMS, I'm sure you all read, we voted 4-3. That's going to the August ballot, which I was one of the 4 that voted to put it on for August.
Thank you.
We voted 7-0 to put the veterans millage on the August ballot. And our last meeting was just over an hour long. We do have a current vacancy on the Community Mental Health Board, and we're gonna approve the county surveyor continuing. I think this is year 4 or 5 now that they are doing the surveying of the 4-way signs there, whatever it's called there, it's escaping me.
Remonumentation.
Thank you. See, ask her, she knows. And then, other than that, it's gonna be pretty interesting. I'm sure you've seen precincts 1 and 3 will have a different commissioner starting January 1st. I publicly stated I'm not very happy about it. I'm gonna state it again. I'm not happy about it at all. Somebody who I ran against, your brother ran against, dirty politics in Lapeer County is not needed. And unfortunately, that gentleman showed up to some of your meetings, did go pretty negative. So I just wanted out there on the record as a Mayfield Township resident that I feel comfortable for precincts 1 and 3. So, thank you.
Thanks, Brad. Anybody else? Okay. Old business, or no old business? New business, we have, board appointments, we have 2, appointments for the planning commission. We go through April of 2027. First one is Joy Boots, we'd like to reappoint her to the planning commission.
You want to do it separately?
Hmm?
Separately? Make a motion to approve Joy Boots in the planning commission with her term ending April 2027.
I'll support.
Roll call.
Kyle?
Yes.
Knowlton?
Yes.
Frisch?
Yes.
Engelman?
Yes. Okay, the other one is Clinton Knobloch to the planning commission, to go through April of 2027.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to appoint Clint Knobloch for the planning commission, term ending April 2027.
I'll support.
I'll second.
Okay.
Knowlton?
Yes.
Kyle?
Yes. Yeah.
Schlaud? Yes. Engelman?
Yes.
And Frisch?
Yes.
All right, next will be committee reports. The LTA was a rather short meeting, just basically saying that got 8 new buses coming, and Kelly's not quite sure how we're gonna get them all in there and get rid of the other one, but at least they'll all be like new ones. Those are all funded by the MDOT, or the
You have enough
state.
drivers there?
Now they do, but they need more, but she's, they're good right now, but rotate.
What would that make the total fleet number with the additional 8?
Well, they're not additional 8, though, 8 will
Oh,
go.
replacement, so what's the total? buses?
24, something like that. And they're all kept inside, so that's why they'll last a lot longer. They're inside the building.
How long do they run, Dan? What's the latest day night?
6 o'clock, 6, depends on the day.
All right.
Like Saturday's different day, different hours every other.
Those 8, they're replacing 8, so do they sell the 8? Is there like
Auction.
an auction off?
Like the truck was a 2000, I think a service truck was like a 2003 or something like that, $14,000 for it. But it always been inside, got clean, maintained, and plowed, and so somebody got a good deal, a diesel truck, so.
And the inside, so they're in good condition.
Okay. What do you got?
EMS is self-explanatory. We spent the last meeting really trying to,
Get the millage on the back.
well, speak tenderly of how that was going to be presented at the meeting. And like Brad said, I think he put it on the down low. It was quite contentious. There was probably 8 people out of
It was 4 out of 41.
Oh, was it?
Really, you could say 40, because
I thought it was
one
more.
person was there to talk about Wind Lake, and it was almost a 4-hour meeting,
Yeah.
and it was an hour and a half of public time.
I thought there was more than that spoke myself, but
So now you know why Gary Schindorf doesn't come to our meetings.
Among other reasons.
and there was a lot of good stories. That was at the planning commission meeting. The thing was they wanted it to go on the November ballot in the 11th hour, and I felt there was room for shenanigans if that would have happened. So, with that being said, August 1, so it'll be on the August ballot, but I don't expect it to be a smooth ride, nor does the board of EMS. I think there's going to be some competition, but I just wanna say publicly, and I think, well, I don't speak for Brad, I will have the support of a lot of people to say that if EMS goes away, your EMS rides will be, increased a lot, because with one entity here, deciding, what the rate's gonna be to pick you up, the sky's the limit, so.
Julie, can you maybe speak to the residents that are here, explaining the waiving of that deductible? Because I think one of the commissioners keeps pounding that issue, that that's method by which they're losing money, when in fact it isn't. Can you just kind of elaborate so everybody's aware?
That was something that, when they first, chose to put it on the ballot, and the reason they chose to put it on the ballot was because there were some communities, we all, own, I think there's 13 townships that own Lapeer County EMS. There are townships that didn't buy in the beginning. The original owners were the city of Imlay City, North Branch, and I do believe Lapeer City had equipment back in, I don't even know what year it was. And so they seen the need, they formed together, and the townships like Mayfield, we all bought in. And then we paid every year a dollar amount per our population, so everybody didn't pay the same amount. So what was happening was, one of the townships that didn't buy in, they were still getting serviced, which you have to as a community-based EMS service. So, as everybody knows, Lapeer is growing, and so the costs get higher, and they felt that that was the only fair way to do it, was to put it on the ballot. When they worked with the county, not the county commissioners that we have now, that was one of their requests, that, because you're paying basically ahead on your taxes for any use that you may need it for, and even if you were in a car accident, if you're a Lapeer County resident, you get your deductible waived. And so that was done by the county commissioners. They worked this out with the committee that they had at that time. And so that's the way it was formed. That wasn't EMS's idea, it was the county's idea. So they worked out the plan, and now one of the commissioners feels that that is not the way to do it. But for myself, I don't speak for anybody else, when I was speaking to him after a meeting, I said, well, how do you take that away from somebody after you've had it for, I think we've had it for 9 years? On ballot, approved, the last time it was approved by, I do believe, 72 or 73%, every township, I do believe, every precinct, I won't swear to the precinct, but every township approved it.
The lowest on that, Julie, was 59% up in Burlington.
What was it?
That was the lowest, was 59%.
Okay.
My district passed at 77%.
Right.
And just to add some context for you, the city of Flint, right, highly populated, very dense area, is going back to having their own municipal EMS, because the private company, I'm not gonna name them, but it's the same one here, is failing them. It's a half-hour wait time.
Yes.
Well, let me add, the last time, when this got on the ballot, and it passed, the 4 townships that decided that they would sue the county to have it overturned. It didn't go well for them.
Right.
So, it's frivolous, and it was thrown out. They tried, same ones.
And like
Do
I
people
said,
realize we're getting sued?
Mhm.
Okay. Just saying this.
that we own Lapeer County EMS, you know, Mayfield Township, the other townships, so, I think there's some underlying, issues with that, but, it's very important for Lapeer County to maintain our Lapeer County EMS, because if we don't, we'll never be able to put it back together.
And you do have a choice. If you need an ambulance, and it's not life and death, choice to say, I want Lapeer, and then I've done it.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
you have that choice.
Yep.
So. Okay. Set?
Just, I should have brought it up under old business. I think it opens up the end of June, 1st of July, that grant for recycling. I think it's 2,000 to 3,000, or 2,000, 2,500. Everybody okay if I pull that up when it's open and submit it or bring it in for submission?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
It's through the state.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be fine. All right. Next we have payment of the bills.
I'll make a motion to pay bills as presented.
Support.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Pass. And next adjournment, at 6:50.
So moved.
5:50, clock's.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.
So we do want to